Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercise my first Remember Rights vlog style. Happy New Year to you all. New hairstyle for the new year. As customary for bringing in the new year, I'm going to shamelessly rip off Muse Productions by going over my top 10 favorite songs of 2015 according to Billboard's Year-End chart. This is an interesting year for music. My favorite albums from this year include, but are not limited to, Joe Satriani's Shockwave Supernova, Breaking Benjamin's Dark Before Dawn, Tremonti's Cauterize, Strung Out's Transmission Alpha Delta, 1OK Rock's 3535, Coheed and Cambria's Color Before the Sun, Dylan Furr's Juxtaposition, Rest Among Ruins Fugue, and my favorite, Bullet for My Valentine's Venom. Oh yeah, and that one really cool EP by that band I play in. Now it's time to go over the big hits of the year. The only honorable mentions I have are any of the singles released from Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. I was really disappointed to see that none of those made the year-end chart. Kendrick Lamar and his popularity seemed to be mainstream rap's saving grace, but the only time I saw his name mentioned on the entire chart was for Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. You'd think you'd find one of his singles somewhere on here too. But no! Other than that, I'll just leave a little disclaimer that if I include a song you hate or didn't include a song you like, please wait until the video finishes before you complain in the comments. It's completely fine if you disagree with me on something, but don't be a dick about it, okay? With all that in mind, these are my top 10 best songs of 2015. Number 10. I briefly mentioned this song in last year's Best Songs video when I was only so familiar with it. Both Jessie J and Ariana Grande are pop singers that I'm able to see and understand the talent in. They both have put out reasonably likable and enjoyable songs in the past, so hearing them together in Bang Bang was nice. I'm not sure how I feel about the Bang Bang being all over you, since that makes it sound like they all want to collectively squirt in my face, but the sampling of Wake Me Up Before You Go Go was pretty cool. Jessie and Ariana's parts were really creative vocally. I'm not sure I can say the same about Nicki Minaj given that her verse felt a little rushed, but the turnaround before the final chorus brought the song right back up. P.S. Danger Danger's Bang Bang is still way better. Number 9. I've never been the hugest Ed Sheeran fan, but I've always appreciated and respected how someone like him is able to break the pop barriers and reach a wide audience doing so. That's really the only kind of appreciation I have for folk artists. I don't dislike them, it's just not what I listen to. With that in mind, I was intrigued to find that Sheeran had a song in his catalog like Don't. It's really catchy and enjoyable and makes his brand of folk seem all the more interesting. Even with the pop elements, it doesn't overpower or completely destroy the song. Though Ed Sheeran might not be my thing, I can definitely appreciate a song like Don't. Number 8. I never knew quite what to think of The Weeknd until my roommate Chris started playing the song non-stop. Can't Feel My Face really captures that funky R&B Michael Jackson-like sound that I like hearing in pop music. It sounds like something you'd hear in the early 80s on MTV. The song is really just 3 parts describing feeling and love, but the style and execution really match the tone. I imagine a storyline involving a man being deeply intimidated by a woman, but also excited that these emotions are being instilled. Seems like a good song to play during your first time. I gotta make a note of that. Number 7. I've mentioned before that current Maroon 5 is pretty much an Adam Levine solo project, given that the band sounded absolutely nothing like they did on Songs About Jane, which, if you didn't already know, that's an amazing album. After hearing songs like Payphone, Daylight, and One More Night, I started to view Maroon 5 as a lost cause. We were in need of a sugar rush, and Sugar pretty much did just that. Sugar is the closest I think we'll ever get to the classic Maroon 5 sound. It's funky, Adam doesn't sound as nasally as he does in Animals, and James and Mickey are actually audible. To me, it sounds like the direction Maroon 5 should have been heading in years ago. If One More Night and all that dribble didn't happen, I would have loved if a song like Sugar came out instead. It's the kind of song that I can see fans of Songs About Jane really appreciating. Coming soon, Maroon 5 in Wedding Crashers 2, rated PG-13. Number 6. Mac is back, baby! Around the beginning of 2014, as I was finishing my Best Songs of 2013 video, I was wondering how Macklemore would follow up the success that was The Heist. Eventually, that question turned into, is Macklemore going to follow up the heist? Apart from Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore is pretty much my favorite rapper in the mainstream, so I was really excited when I found out about a new single being released. Downtown is catchy, and it exerts the same mood we've come to know from songs like Thrift Shop and Can't Hold Us. Although the chorus makes the song seem like kind of a songception, it really makes the song feel down home. Seeing all those people in the music video, Macklemore just seems like a swell guy to collab with. Why the song is about mopeds, I really don't understand. Apparently Ryan Lewis gave Macklemore a beat called Moping Around, and he thought it said moped. Swell. Number 5. 14-year-old Shades has got to be raging about now.
'Cause I still love you, baby.
You're dead to me. I would never have thought that I would be featuring a song by a Jonas Brother on any of these lists. Back in the day, I was one of those dweebs that absolutely hated the Jonas Brothers, even though they weren't affecting rock or metal music at all, and in hindsight, trashing them was really stupid and pointless. My goodness, have things changed. Nick Jonas demonstrates in this song how to correctly reinvent yourself. Instead of going in an overly sexual direction like Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, and Selena Gomez pretty much immediately did when they left Disney, he got rid of that really dumb Jufro and used lack of innuendo to his advantage, which is something that a lot of current pop music lacks. The feel of Jealous reminds me a lot of Justin Timberlake, and the lyrics remind me of the song Jealous Guy by John Lennon, both of which are pluses, and the lyrical content is pretty sincere. Rather than beat around the bush, he explains his feelings of jealousy, and that he understands that it comes off as possessive. I really dislike jealousy in people, but I can appreciate honesty, and that is what Nick Jonas accomplishes with the song. Number 4. Walk the Moon were pretty much the next big indie pop rock band with a big hit. I've heard a bit of their stuff before Shut Up and Dance, and although it doesn't really sound like anything from their first album, the song is really enjoyable. The rhythms and the production really set the song apart from other pop hits out there, and it's the kind of tone I think hit radio music needs. Not to mention the song has a really cool keyboard solo. Like I've said about Fun and Imagine Dragons, if mainstream rock were to sound like Walk the Moon down the line, I would not object at all. Number 3. Now, you should know, I did not see the movie 50 Shades of Grey, and I really don't think I need to explain why. But the soundtrack to the movie was really getting a push. Despite my not hearing the song in the context of the movie, Love Me Like You Do has a really romantic feel. Ellie Goulding has a really sensual voice, so it fits the mood and the tone of the song excellently. Or maybe it's just because I have a thing for women with high, soft voices. I don't know. The song is lush, I like the progression, and it doesn't sound over the top. 50 Shades of Grey is known for being overly descriptive and not being at all subtle, but Love Me Like You Do takes a step back from that, and I like that. Also, here's this picture that's sort of relevant. Number 2. There's so much to love about Hello. The fact that its music video got 27 million views on YouTube in a day, beating Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. The fact that the album 25 was able to encourage the public to buy physical copies, especially after last year when Taylor Swift's 1989 was the only album to reach platinum status. Just gives me so much hope for the future of music, and makes Adele even more amazing than she already was. I've loved Adele's music for the longest time. Back in high school when 21 came out, she was one of the only artists on hit radio I thought was at all talented or listenable. After she released the Skyfall theme in 2012, she pretty much vanished. I then grew worried that her success was pretty much a fluke, and that if she released another album, the public wouldn't give a shit. The success of Hello not only put those fears to rest, but it proves that Adele actually has staying power, which is another thing a lot of current pop artists lack. The song itself has a nice progression and a really great tone. It's the kind of tone that's usually associated with Adele, which is always a nice listen. The lyrical content can be interpreted as either Adele talking to her past self, with the other side referring to the future, or Adele talking to a previous partner, which makes me think a lot of Someone Like You. Either way, I love the song and wish it charted higher on the year-end chart. Now you might be saying right now, you really love that song, Shades, why wasn't it number 1 on your list? Number 1 should have been obvious from the moment you clicked on this video. My number 1 best song of 2015 is So if I can make a good prediction, it's that Uptown Funk will have a bigger impact on this coming year, and we'll be seeing this song on this list next year.
Don't believe me, just watch.
14 weeks the song spent at the #1 spot on the Billboard chart. A whole year later, and I'm still not sick of the song. Did I call this shit or what? I just knew the song was gonna go places in the coming year, but I never would have thought it would be the song of the year. Uptown Funk is fucking awesome. I don't think I've enjoyed a top 10 hit this much since Fuck You by CeeLo Green. The song is so goddamn catchy and has some really excellent musical parts. The attitude in the song is also great. Around the middle of the year, part of me was worried that people would get sick of the song, but that never happened with me, and I hope it never happened with you either. This concludes my best songs of 2015 list. This has been a really swell year making videos on this channel, reaching 2,000 subscribers and all that goes with that. Thank you guys for making 2015 an excellent year on here. Stay tuned for the top 10 worst songs of 2015 coming up next. I'm Shades, and I'll see you then.